we get started on the chocolate bag project, I wanted to give you guys a bit of an update. Remember the last video called Exploding Box of Flowers, where I showed you how to make this flower arrangement? Well, this is the actual arrangement, and look at how it's preserved itself. It's been over a month since I put this together, and it's dried perfectly. The flowers still look great, even though you can see and hear that they're all dried. I wish I could tell you why this worked, that I did something special to it, but I didn't. The only thing I did was I stopped watering it at about week 2. Quite honestly, sometimes it dries out and sometimes it looks good and sometimes it doesn't work. In any case, I just wanted to share how this project could potentially turn into a dried flower arrangement and last much longer than fresh flowers. But even if it doesn't dry out, you know how pretty it looked when it was all fresh. So I hope you give this project a try too. Today I'm going to show you how to make this bag, but it's not just any bag. This one's made out of chocolate. Welcome to Hey, I Can Make That. These are the things you will need to do this project. A paper bag, and I like the bags that have a square bottom on it. This bag is about 7 inches tall. You're going to need about 1.5 cups of chocolate chips, a pot with about 1 inch of water in it, a pastry brush, and a bowl. And the bowl needs to be big enough to sit on top of the pot, but not touch the water. This is what you're looking for. The water is hot and it's shimmering, but it's not a full rolling boil. Then you take your bowl, put it on the pot. Then you add your chocolate. And you stir the chocolate until it's all melted and smooth. Everything's melted down and it's nice and smooth. So the first thing we're going to do is roll the upper edge of the bag down. And we're doing this because it holds the mouth of the bag open so we can see what's going on inside, because this is where we're going to be working. So you're going to take your brush, load it up with some chocolate, and you're basically going to paint. So start on the bottom and try and really get into the corners and into the creases on the side. You're going to be painting the whole inside of the bag all the way up. But those areas are very important on this first coat. You can see, like, you want to get into these corners and up and through here on the inside so that you don't have any holes. This first coat is important because now the bag moves around and it's pliable, so you can actually get in there. But once it's chilled for the first coat, it's going to come out, it's going to be hard, so you won't be able to move around as much. So this is your chance to really get in there. So I have a good start on my first coat. I went to the bottom and I've worked my way up the sides. You can have it worked up as tall as you want or as short as you want. Mine's going to be about, about this area when I'm done. And you can see that I really got down there, but I'm not going to lie, it's a bit fiddly and it can be a bit frustrating. But don't give up, because it really is worth it. This is such a pretty project, and when people see it, they're going to be so impressed. And once you do a couple of them, you'll get the hang of it and you'll know what to expect. This bag's been in the fridge for about 10 minutes and it's already hard. That's all it takes, just 10 minutes. And it's ready for its second coat. So what you can do is hold the bag up to a light and look inside. And when you see areas that are a little bit light, this is where you need to concentrate more chocolate so that you'll have an even coat. After adding a second coat, put it back in the fridge for another 10 minutes. And 2 coats are usually enough. But use your own judgment. If you think you need another coat, then go ahead. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes and the second coat is all hard. You can see how hard it is. And this is the fun part, the big reveal. So you just basically take the paper off. So here it is with all the paper off. I think it turned out great. You can see how the chocolate takes on all the character of the bag, the paper, wherever it was folded. It just adds so much dimension in here. It looks really cool. Even the top, that was just done with the brush marks going straight up. And you can see over here, a piece fell off, but that doesn't bother me. Like, it's supposed to be really rustic. It still adds lots of character. There are a bunch of things you can do with these bags. You can make smaller ones for a special dinner party. That way each guest would get their own container filled with a dessert like a mousse or a cake. You could display them on a dessert table surrounded by other desserts, or just leave them filled with something like candies, or as I've done here, fill them with fruit. In this example, I wanted to point out that I put tissue paper inside the bag and only topped it off with berries. There are so many ideas that would work, any one of which would be sure to impress your guests. So please give it a try and let me know how it went.